right, let's get started. This is day 11, I believe. It's Thursday, the 3rd of April, 2025. 2025, still hard to believe. And we are doing chest and shoulders today. So our triplex of presses, our triplex of chest flies, our seated shoulder press, and a dumbbell pullover. And I'm going to be doing roughly the same weights I did the last time, so pretty low. And I think this weekend what I'll intend to do is either Saturday or Sunday, I'll forego the leg workout, which is the one I did yesterday, I believe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that complete calibration of all the exercises that I do and how much I should be lifting for each one. And then I think what I'll end up doing is every week or every 2 weeks, we'll do that same process again and see if there's progress, if there's stagnation, if there's any kind of trends that emerge over time. And I think that would be the best thing to do, just from a workout consistency point of view. And I just want to get the best out of my effort. It is almost the weekend. It is finally sunny out. There's a pale blue sky outside for the first time in a while. The snow is starting to go away. I'm happy. I own 3 cars. They're nothing special, but I like to go and drive, and winter is not the right time to drive any of them. One of them is 53 years old. One of them is a little tiny Italian car, and one's a Ford, and none of them are particularly set up for winter. So we'll go ahead and get out and do that this weekend, in addition to the 1RM pain, and I imagine there'll be the first set of car shows happening very soon as we go along. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll get started. So the next time you see me, we'll be ready to rumble with first workout, and I think we'll go with the inclines first. Oh yeah, what are we listening to today? Court Cam TV official, and we were watching Judge Simpson today. He's an African American judge in Michigan somewhere, and he has a really interesting, good sense of humor, and he's got a really tightly run courtroom. When you cross him, he gets really pissed off, but until that point, he's generally a teddy bear. I'll be a very humorous teddy bear. What are we doing, buddy? Could you make way? Could you do that for me? It would be nice. He'll rob you of treats. What's that? Go get it. That's how you win. Oh, clutch. My first week on iPhone has gone really well, actually. I've enjoyed it a lot. So as I think I've mentioned, I usually carry a S25 Ultra and a Watch 6 Classic. And being freed from any notifications I don't like and having a simple OS and a small phone has been really good for me. I'd recommend, if you can do it, if you're on Android, if you're super saturated with a really good phone experience, just go back to the iPhone for a week or two. You'll hate it because you'll have to relearn everything. And it's like a baby's toy, but it's a very serene experience compared to the adult OS that is Android. And most people are just children, so that's why they do iPhones. I'm kidding. Both systems have definite advantages. All right, let's get started. And we're doing 25s. All right. Whoa. 1, seconds, and then go to set 2. And look how pretty this thing is. This thing weighs like 130 or 140 grams. It's an iPhone 13 mini. Smallest phone you can get. The court system seems like a very foreign place for a lot of people. Even frequent flyers, they don't seem to know how to act a lot of the time. Shut up, let your lawyer do the work. And I think I've mentioned before, the people who go in and think they're going to beat a system that's chewed up a million or a billion other people just boggles the mind, man. Just get a lawyer. It's free. The state will give you one. Just get a lawyer. You're not a living trust. You're not some weirdo who's going to beat the odds. That is the nature of the system. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And regardless of what you think about the system, if you hate it, if you love it, it's going to exist well after your expiry, and it's existed for quite a while before you came along. So I think to think that when you challenge the system, you're going to beat it, it takes a lot of ego and a lack of understanding of the odds. So it sucks. We're all prisoners, but the light side to the system, generally speaking, is that if you can apply yourself, you'll do okay. You may not have a mansion, you may not have 5 cars, you may not have a girlfriend with nice tits and all the burgeoning bank account, but you'll generally get by if you're not a piece of shit. And that's the other side to the system. So this guy goes into court, he's fucking with the judge, fucking with the prosecutor, fucking with his own attorney, who he decided to get. It's not turning out for him. I hate to sound like a conformist, but I don't know. It just seems like go along to get along would be the way to go. And that's not always the case, of course. Sometimes you do need to go against the grain, and sometimes it works out very well to do so. But the odds and the ideal situation for going against the grain don't always come along. It's not. The ideal situation isn't defending against a claim of domestic violence or something like that. It's against genuine oppression, not oppression that the TV says is happening, but genuine oppression or government overreach or things like that. And that's when you're welcome to go against the system, because I think it matters. Not for a traffic ticket, not for beating the shit out of your wife. All right, one last set, then we're going to go to flats for the same. That makes sense? Oh, no wonder he's so agitated. He's been shot in the head before. It generally tends to make you a little bit less intelligent. And it's also about your ability to self-govern. Break and we'll do our flat. nuts. And still watching that court cam video, the ability of some of these defendants to just verbally filibuster, it must be genetic. Because there's just a certain set of defendants that can go in there and talk and talk and talk without saying a fucking thing for like 5 or 10 minutes while everybody just stares at them with their mouth agape. And then the judge puts them in contempt. But still, until that happens, it's amazing. Verbal filibuster. You've all seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Shit. 30 seconds. I'm one of the few Canadians who still wears his shoes inside. And I found a bunch of metal in one of my boots. These are my work shoes, and they follow me everywhere. They're the most comfortable shoes in the world. They're the Salomon X Ultra 4s. I believe they're the Gore-Tex ones. And I usually put, well, let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March, about half a year on a pair. It costs a couple $100 to get them. But they're the lightest, most comfortable work type boot that you can get. They're really meant for hiking. But postal carriers and a bunch of long walkers buy them. They're the little secret. They don't come with insoles. They're just a really good boot. Don't even need insoles. Okay. Carry on. Not a sponsor. Feeling pretty good. I'm starting to look forward to these. I'm starting to make this time in my day matter for this. And I think that's really important to set a routine. Anybody who's just starting out, if you've never worked out, one of the things that seems to be really important is having the time set, the space set, and the intent set. So you got to have a place to do it, you got to have a time when you're going to do it, and you have to know what you want to do, and then you got to do that thing. Even poorly, like you've seen me in the last 10 days, sometimes I'll drop weights, sometimes I'll forget to do the last set, whatever. And I'll get through the workout and think about it after, but for that hour, I belong to this process, for good or bad. And that's 1/24th of the day. You've got 23 other hours to do stuff. You can sit on your phone, you can do just about anything. But for that 1 hour, you gotta belong to this. And once you get into that groove, in a week or two, it's hard to extricate yourself from it. And the other great thing is, I get home from work, I only got so much time to eat. I can't browse the internet, I can't go online shopping, I can't spend $100 or $1,000 or $2,000 on something stupid. Because I gotta eat, I gotta do the dishes, I gotta take care of the cat, and then I gotta start working out. Only so many hours in the day, and this has to be one of them. Okay. All right, a little break, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the declines. Moving good today. Now, one of the downsides of working out so soon after having eaten and drinking my energy stuff is declines just tend to run all that stuff right back up. Acid reflux on tap. Okay, we're sticking with 25s as well. They'll give me the right stretch and the right kind of feel. So that'll be good. Ugh. Ugh. No drama. I'm actually starting to feel that. 30 seconds and we'll get back. Here it comes. Feels great. When all the thoughts just go away and it's just time to lift heavy things. Or in this case, not so heavy things. But, you know, it's all relative, I guess. It's heavy for me right now. Okay, let's get rolling. So this court video that I'm listening to, like the prosecutor's trying to help him, the judge is trying to help him, his lawyer is obviously trying to help him too. Shit, even like the witnesses are trying to help him, and he just keeps on shitting in his own bed. There's some societal and civilizational parallels there. I think eventually you just gotta throw him away. Alright, 30 seconds, then we'll hit the last one of those, then get into the flies. Starting to work up a bit of a sweat. Heartbeat right now is 95. And I think it's been hovering around there. I'm going to have to take a look at setting up my watch a little bit better to show me average heart rate. But it feels good, doesn't feel strenuous, it just feels like I'm getting the work that I need. Tits are a little bit jiggly, so that means it's working. Alright. Okay. So next ones are going to be our flies, and we will start those after a brief commercial break. Okay. Let's keep going. We're going to be moving to 15s for these, which is fairly low, but again, we're just setting a routine this week. And it's okay if I don't hit my peak. Just keep telling myself that. Form is very important. In fact, form is more important than how much I'm lifting right now. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Also try not to bounce at the bottom. That's a great way to get injuries. See, these are the flies I used to do. And I think I might actually go back to those. It's very unorthodox, but boy, they sure work. Three. I need to go to 10s if I'm going to do that. You know, I'll try. They're unorthodox, but they do tend to work. All right. Very good. My watch says I've been standing for 17 hours, or I've gotten a stand award for every one of the 17 hours, so that means 20, yeah, literally every hour I've been awake, I've been standing. I'm surprised people can't do that. It's other people's lives. With apologies. I think we've got one more set of those, and then we'll move on to the flats. I've been working in a dusty environment all week, and couldn't you tell? So it's interesting, I just came off this big work project, and then for a week I got settled into my regular duties, and then I got pulled off for another extension of the original project. And I'd taken care of some things that we couldn't take care of due to availability. And it's been kind of stressful, but not in the normal, oh boy, I got a bunch of shit I gotta get done stressful. It's more like, oh God, I'm doing another fucking project. I just want to go do the regular work that I paid to do. But on the other hand, aside from the stress, I am the only person in the organization who really knows how to do this stuff. So it's sort of rather honorable to just go and do it. It feels good. Not as good as chest flies, but it still feels pretty good. I'm just hoping that eventually, for a season, just for a few months, relax into the work that I'm supposed to be doing on the regular instead of constantly being pulled in different directions. And being relied upon is nice, but when you're relied upon for everything, it gets to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Alright, so we're 27 minutes into this. The rings are slowly closing. I'm going to have a drink of water. I'm not even going to bother pausing the video. And I'll get into the next round. So those straight arm flats, by the way, it feels so good. Like I've got this insanely pumped. The only thing is, at full extension, it feels like there's the possibility of damaging my equipment. And by my equipment, I mean my shoulders and my joints, if I'm not very careful. So I don't think there's any spares available. Okay. And of course, the other thing is, with a wingspan as long as mine is, there's a lot of leverage that's required to get that weight up. So even 10 pounds feels like 20 or 30 to some short king with like a 5-foot wingspan. All right. Good, 30 seconds, then we'll get on to the next set. Oh, bro pulled a gun on a pregnant woman. He's going away. Okay. Did anyone else notice that April Fool's was a little bit more subdued this year? Like, there were the usual corporate releases, but it didn't seem like anybody set the world on fire to do a prank, at least not in my circle. I'll trade April Fool's for Christmas. You can have April Fool's. I want Christmas. Not holidays, not the season. I want Christmas. Sorry if that makes me curmudgeonly old and insular, but, you know. Very good. 30 seconds and we'll go ahead and get started on the next one. Oh, witness tampering too. Yeah, he's not getting bond. Man, I'm trying to buy a house right now. Sorry, I'm just giving you these little 30-second snippets of my brain in between sets. I'm trying to buy a house. Well, I'm trying to find a house, and a townhouse is fine. And what I'm finding is there's these cool townhouses where they actually put like wood fireplaces in, and these were built up until the 80s or so, when gas heating became a lot more reasonable. And man, what I want is a 2-car garage townhome with a fireplace so I can put a bearskin rug there so Rudolph can lay on it. And that's what I want. And you know, unfortunately, 10 years ago, those townhomes would have been $100 grand. Now they're approaching 200, 220, 250. And then the condo fees are $400 or $500 a month. And then property taxes are another $100 a month, if not more, maybe 200, depending on the place. And that's what a single-family detached homes were like a decade ago. So we've decided to essentially double the population. We've not built housing. Any housing we do build are these little tiny dog crates that nobody wants to live in. So corporate landlords buy them all and rent them out at incredibly inflated rates. And we have to live in these shitty places because the price floor just goes up and up and up. And that's really sad. Someone should do something about that. I think we just need to really just not have as many people. And I don't mean everybody marches into a death pit or something like that. I mean, How about we just have sustainable migration pegged to infrastructure? Build out, not up. Have a few more roads, let everybody drive, let everybody own land, and get on with life. Instead, we're hell-bent on taking away cars and places to drive them. We're hell-bent on taking away people's financial ability to own things. And we're just limiting so much choice by virtue of our incessant appetite for new labor. And birth rates are dropping too, which is really kind of fucked up. Nobody breeds in captivity. Go figure. High taxes, lots of laws, a lot of regulations, a lot of authoritarianism. No spare money, nobody wants to fucking breed. And they wonder, why is the birth rate dropping? Because you don't birth children into that. And I fear that that simple truth is not something that people embrace or are ready to embrace. The easiest solution for them is not to change the operational conditions so that the people already here can get a foothold. The powers that be just want to import more people who haven't yet been affected by being in captivity, and they think that'll fix the tax problem, that'll fix the population problem. But the problem is those people show up, they get stuck in the same goddamn system as us. We don't breed, and in the meantime the culture that was here dies as it's replaced. But we're all just fucking economic units, aren't we? Totally fucking interchangeable. And I can't buy a fucking house with a fireplace for less than $300,000. Alright, well that Kent Brockman technical difficulties screen taken care of. Let's go ahead and get on with our incline flies as we were doing before, which by the way, this style of flies feels super fly. Feels great. I'm getting way more sort of, it's hard to describe it, but it just feels like everything's working a little bit harder doing that. So that's cool, and keep that going. Just gotta remember, maintain that form if you don't want to fucking die. If I wake up injured tomorrow, I'm gonna be very upset at myself. Good. All right, 30 seconds, and then we'll be on to the next set. I feel like I might have communicated some incongruent thoughts. Earlier in the session I said the system will generally let you get by if you're not a total fuck up. And that's kind of a lie, because later I was talking about real estate and buying a home and what's available and at what price. And to be honest, I have to say, my first statement was incongruous with reality. The system is getting harder and harder and harder to work within because of the additional cost that the system is imposing on a quality, a standard of life that's acceptable. What I mean by that is, sure, 10 years ago I could have bought a house. My wages were much more powerful than they are now. And things were more copacetic. My taxes were lower, everything was quite a bit better. The curse of age is knowing that things were better. And so no, I almost have to retract what I said. Because of ongoing circumstances and operations and occurrences within the system is no longer just going to allow you to get by. It's getting harder and harder to exist. And that's sad. There are solutions. Nobody wants to hear about those. Or nobody's allowed to think about those solutions because they're illegal or contrary to the system continuing to exist. So we just kind of put up with the slow spiral into shittier and shittier living conditions. Yeah. It's alright, the madder I am, the better I live. Next set. Good. I think we've got a couple more of those, and then we're going to move on to the pullovers. And finally, the shoulder presses. Feeling really good engagement, better than I felt on any of the prior sessions. So these straight arm flies are really doing the trick. And in experience, they've always helped kind of build things out at the joints between shoulders and pectorals. So it's really good work there. I used to do them all the time, and I honestly thought I might have injured myself doing them. But now I'm not so sure. It might just have been a weight issue over a form issue or vice versa. Oh, great, all my rings are closed. Yay. All right, let's keep going. 2 more sets of these, I think. One of these days, someone's going to come along and watch one of these videos and have like a huge comment to make. Or they're going to say, you're right, which would be really cool. Maybe that'll happen. I'll just deliver my daily sermons and someone will come along, or some people, or more people will say hello. Maybe I should just start streaming on Twitch. The only problem is audience interaction. I really, in real time, can't, when I'm working out, watch the chat or anything like that. So it's more like me talking and you listening. Whoever you are. All right, 30 seconds, we'll get our last set in. We've officially closed all our rings. Cool. so we're doing our pullovers now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the weight down a little bit to about 30. And the reason I'm doing that is partially the weight, but also because I get a really good grip on the dumbbells as we go along, and you'll kind of see what I mean. It's that nice big plate. Well, 30 might still be a little bit too much. As you can see, I'm losing my way in some of how I'm moving. So, as a conservative measure, I'm actually just going to go down to 20, which feels pretty weak, but again, we know what we're doing. And we're going to go ahead and try that again. Just trying to keep my arms straight and my form perfect. There we go. And honestly, I guess, and I've said this numerous times and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter how much you're lifting as long as you get the burn. I think that's very important to understand because, look, you go on Instagram, you look at some of these fitness influencers and what they're lifting, and you think you're not doing a good job if you're not lifting that much. And my boy, those guys are either proper top-tier athletes who have been spending days and days in the gym every week, or they're hopped up on either tren or some other performance-enhancing drugs, and they're lifting that heavy to sell you things that they're sponsored to sell you. Your own fitness goals are probably going to have to be more realistic. By that I mean to say, do what I'm doing. Just lift what's necessary to get the burn that you want. Don't worry about overextending yourself. At the end of the day, you're only competing with yourself. There's always somebody who's going to be able to lift more than you. Always. Like there's just the very top, man, it's all convection. People are just the best of the best of the best are convecting in and out of each other. We're all down here doing our best for ourselves, and that's all you can do. So don't worry if you're not lifting as much as what's his face on Instagram. Makes sense? Okay. Okay, so I think we're on to our fourth set shortly. And that's good. I think we're going to get done in about an hour and 15 minutes today. It's going to be a longer workout for me. But that's because I spent a bunch of time yapping and maybe a little bit more time between sets than I would have advised or found to be proper. There we go. I can usually tell how long I've run by looking at the percentage of battery that's left in the camcorder. Camcorder, I wish. Okay, there we go. Second last set. Done. Really good music today. Okay, up we go. last one of these, and then we get onto our shoulder presses, and we're all good to go. Thanks for coming along tonight, those of you who did, and certainly thank you for sticking around this long if you did. I hope you had a pleasant evening. It's almost Friday here. Yeah, all right, good enough. All right, I don't want to lose momentum, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started on these shoulder presses. I find I'm usually pretty weak on it because I get a lot of backward and forward motion unless I'm totally locked in. And my advice to you is if you're going to do them, don't do them standing, do them like this, because what it's going to do is it's going to control your back, it's going to keep it stable, so you can concentrate all your effort on the actual lift. And as to weight, we're going to be doing 15s to start. We'll see if those bear fruit. If they don't, or if I'm not moving the way I want to move, I'm going to bring it down to 10s. You know, eventually if I keep on yapping, I'm going to have to put a little lapel mic on it. All right. 1, 2. I think this is also a hedge against getting scoliosis type injuries, you know, slipping a disc or something like that. Because if your upper back is stabilized against something, you're probably less likely to do this, use some body English and slip a disc or fuck your shoulder up. Yeah, I think 15 is the right hit for these as well. Starting to feel it where I need to feel it. My form is very good. So we will continue those after a 30-second break. Yeah, it feels good. We've got a sauna in the building, but unfortunately, as is the case, a few months ago during winter, some homeless people broke into the sauna and turned it into a drug den. And because nobody really uses the sauna in this building, they lasted for about a month before somebody caught them. And they ruined the wood paneling, they shat all over the place, did their drugs. And 6 months in, the sauna has barely been remediated. So those of us who would want to use it really wouldn't be able to. Of course, rent doesn't change, and condo fees don't change when things break. I'm not sure how that works, but anyway. Okay. Moral of the story is I'd like to use a sauna after this. I might just have to get a personal IR sauna. Oh, okay. Gonna sleep good tonight. Oh. All right, we've just crossed the hour mark. That's good. Okay, set 3. Reminding myself to control the eccentric. 3. 4. 5. Christ. All right, good. I'll be curious to see the heart rate on this as well, because I'm pretty sure when I was getting pissed off, the heart rate went up, and maybe the watch will confuse that as a heart rate workout. I don't know. All right, 4th set. Let's go. Two. It's also amazing how you can fill an hour with discussion without even knowing what you're going to talk about. This is not something I ever do in person. But here with myself and whoever you are, it seems a little bit easier to just say what's on my mind. People pay hundreds of dollars a therapy session for this sort of access. Oh God, one more. There we go. Starting to feel that one really good. Okay. 30 seconds. And we are done. Such a good sleep tonight, I'm sure. Oh. Okay. Also know I'm doing the right weights because I'm not totally freaking out about doing the next set. Like I just know it's something I've got to lift. And that's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Well, that takes care of that. And that was really good. So let's go ahead and see what tomorrow's going to bring. I think I already know. I'm pretty sure it should be arms, but we'll see. What's it going to be? Tuesday and Friday. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're doing arms again, so that's fun. Basically, during the course of this new me workout, what I really want to do is try and get my upper body in shape. Trim my waist down to get some bigger legs, and a pony for Christmas too, if I could get it. But anyway, please join me tomorrow for the same workout I did a couple days ago. And we'll have more beautiful, wonderful discussions, or awkward silence. All right, happy Friday when you get this.